Afternoon to the Healthy Happy Hour. Glad to have you along today. Tonight we are fixing hibachi steak. It is going to be so good. Matter of fact, let me tell you what we're doing. We're fixing hibachi steak with veggies and fried cauliflower rice with mustard sauce. Yeah, it's a Japanese dish. You're going to love it. Also, we've got spinach with sesame miso sauce. We're going to explain all these things as we go. And we've got well, I guess that's it. That's quite enough. The spinach is going to be great. Okay, so let me show you what we got going on. I've got all kinds of things happening here. By the way, we're a little late coming on today. Debbie had to have some surgery this afternoon in Gainesville, which for those of you that aren't from this area is about 50 miles from here. And so we had to get that taken care of and get back home. How are you feeling, sweetheart?
Fine.
Well, she's doing yeoman's work here even after having surgery.
I'm a little woozy, but I'm fine.
She's a little woozy, so if she says something out of the way, just forgive her, please.
Elaine Sullivan's watching.
Hello, Elaine. I haven't seen you in a long time. By the way, Elaine, I'm going to be back announcing at Toccoa the next 2 races, so it'd be a great time for you to come. I get to see you. I'd love to do that. All right, so we got 2 zucchinis, and we're going to do something with them. I'm going to put this in the
trash bowl.
Here's my dish over there. We're going to quarter these. Okay. So
we have Patricia Camoli.
Patricia, I don't think I know you, Patricia.
I don't think we've seen Patricia before.
That's the first time I've seen that name. Tell us a little bit about where you're from. Glad to have you on the program.
I hope I said her name right.
I hope you did too, but if you didn't, maybe she'll correct us.
Vinny's on.
Hey, Vinny. Hope you're doing well. Do you know Vinny has lost 29, is it 29 pounds or 30 pounds now on the program? Vinny will tell us that in just a minute. We've quartered these zucchinis. We're going to cut them in about 1-inch pieces. And yes, I had a bad spot in that zucchini, so I've already taken care of that. So just about 1-inch pieces, something like that. This is just rough. You know, most Japanese stuff, well, a lot of Japanese stuff is right on target. You know how their sushi is. They're very particular about that. But this is more of a rustic Japanese dish. So we're going to take those zucchinis.
Vinny's lost 25 pounds.
25 pounds. Can you believe Vinny has lost 25 pounds?
I can believe it.
That is fantastic. All right, I got 2 tablespoons of EVOO, as Rachel Ray likes to call it, extra virgin olive oil going in. I'm going to go ahead and take my zucchini, and I'm going to put them in.
Yvette Fricks-Gatsky is watching.
Oh, Yvette. Hey, Yvette. I hope you're doing well. You know, Yvette, she got my hair for a long time.
Patricia is from Elberton.
From Elberton. Well, glad to have you on here.
She's Lincoln's grandmother.
Oh, Lincoln. Oh, man, I tell you, Lincoln is one of my favorite kids. I love him to death. Lincoln Massey, by the way.
Lincoln Massey.
Okay, I'm going to take these mushrooms, and I'm just going to kind of rough chop them, like into 3 each one. Some of them, if they're small, they just may go into halves. But 3 of these, and you can use little white button mushrooms like this. You can use the little
What do you
baby
call
bellas.
these?
Huh?
What do you call these?
These are just white button mushrooms.
But they're not the little ones.
No, well, it depends on how big. These happen to be this size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the baby bella mushrooms. I had one escapee.
Watch the cat. He'll get it.
Yeah, the cat will get it. Let me get pardon me while I reach into here and get me something to stir these up with. So we're going to let this go 4 or 5 minutes until those kind of get softened up. Now, I've got some water getting ready to boil here, and I'm going to start my spinach in just a minute and show you about that. Now, while this is going on, I want to get my, lost my train of thought. Oh, I want to put my salt in my water. I'm putting a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in the water.
That's good.
And we'll get ready for the spinach to go in just a minute. Now, with these veggies that are going on over here, we're going to put some stuff in there. We're going to put our soy sauce. Of course, you can't do Japanese without soy sauce. Now, I do suggest, though, that you get the low-sodium soy sauce. And
it's a very salty product, isn't it, normally?
Yeah, it is. It's hard to be low sodium whenever sodium is your product.
Right.
But they do that, and also the Morton salt, 50% less sodium.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. We're also using ghee. Ghee, if you're not familiar with that, is sort of a clarified butter on steroids. It takes out some of the milk fat and takes out the water and those kind of things. And ghee just gives it a great, great taste. It's a buttery taste without all the fat and stuff of butter. At least that's in theory. And we're going to use the juice of a 1/4 of a lemon. So I'm going to cut a lemon in half and just squeeze a little bit of it in there. So we'll tell you about that whenever it goes along. So we're going to have this going 5 or 6 minutes and let it do its thing.
Let's
While
pick
that's
up the
going on-
mushroom so that cat doesn't. Let's pick up the mushroom so the cat doesn't get
okay.
it.
So that mushroom will go in the compost heap.
There we go.
All right, so I'm going to turn this burner on.
Don't think cats are supposed to eat mushrooms.
Oh yeah, he might not do too well with that. I want to get this boiling, so I'm going to put that on the big dog burner over there and put this one on the smaller burner. I'm going to run that up high. I'm going to blanch my spinach, and I'll show you in just a minute how we blanch. Everybody knows how to blanch, but in case you don't, I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to let these cook 4 or 5 minutes. Then we're going to put these various things in there. Now, I've got my steak marinating. I use New York strip. You can use sirloin. I went with just a little fattier New York strip, but I cut off all the excess fat, cut it into slivers across the grain, or into slices across the grain. Now, my marinade that I use for that, again, if you hit that like button, I'll send you these recipes. But I use hoisin sauce. Hoisin is like it's sort of like a salty teriyaki glaze. It's really thick, but and it's only got calories, but you don't use but just a little bit of it. So hoisin sauce, that's the Japanese part. I also use soy sauce. I use some sesame oil. That's a specific oil for Thai and for Chinese and for Japanese cooking. I use a clove of garlic and a little bit of a knob of ginger. And so that's how I created the marinade. This has been in the oven for the last 30 minutes in this plastic bag, just getting nice and goody there.
Misty McCoy Allen is
Hey,
watching.
Misty, I hope everything's going well in your world.
And I hope I say this right. J-Man Lara.
Oh, J-Man, he's one of our fellow Optavia coaches.
Oh,
I had
wonderful.
my picture made with him in Atlanta.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I'm looking for 4 ounces. This is an 8-ounce bag of spinach. So I'm going to blanch this, which means I'm going to get a couple of big handfuls.
About half of it.
And just pour it into this boiling water. And I'm going to let it sit there for like 30 seconds. And I'm going to spill some of it. And I'm going to let it just wilt down for about 30 seconds. Now, of course, anybody knows when you blanch, you immediately stop the blanching process. So I'm going to take it and put it in this ice bath.
When you put it in the ice bath, it stops the blanching.
It stops the blanching when you
Gotcha.
put it in the ice
Okay.
bath. Okay. So here we go. We're going in the ice bath. Now, again, all we did was just wilt it. That's all we were trying to do. So into the ice bath it goes. That will stop the cooking process. So if you ever have done vegetables that you had to put up from the garden, blanching was probably what you did for most of those. And it just starts the cooking process but doesn't take it all the way. So we're going to let that sit there and do its thing. We'll drain all that off in just a little while. Okay, so we can get this pot out of the way because we're going to need this burner later for something else. So that can go over here.
Mushrooms are smelling good.
In the meantime, these veggies have done a good job. The mushrooms are getting kind of brown. The zucchini is doing well. Whoops, another escapee, sweetheart. Pardon me while I grab some tongs here. I'll grab that one, put it back in. Is that kosher to do that?
It's kosher.
Especially since I've got clean countertops, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right, the zucchini's got a little color to it. Isn't that looking good?
It really is.
That
It smells
looking
very
so
good.
good. Okay, now I want to stop. I want to take these out. So I'm going to take, what I'm going to do first. Since I'm putting the steak in, I'm going to go ahead and put my soy sauce in. And I'm going to put my ghee in. Where's one of my tablespoons? Put the ghee in. And let that go just another minute or so. And I've got to put the juice of this lemon. Now, here's what I learned to do not long ago. Before I juice a lemon, I do this because it makes it much easier to get a lot of juice out of it. So, remember, I'm only going to use 1/4 of this lemon for juice. So that means I'm just not going to chow down on it all the way. So that's as far as I'm going to go with it. I'll save that for another time, the rest of that. So we're going to let this just absorb some of that liquid. Let that go for a couple of minutes. Okay, now we're going to put this over on a plate here, just to reserve all of this for later. So all this will be going back in the pan a little later.
And of course, there's the spinach.
Oh, there's the spinach. Yeah, it's doing its thing. And there's what we got so far. That's just veggies. Okay, now the pan goes back over the heat. We'll let it heat back up, and we will start our process with the steak. Now, while that's going on, let me grab another pan here.
Zach McClellan is watching.
Zach, he's always watching. I have Zach on here all the time. Good friend and a good opportunity for him to see us and see what's going on. And I see him at the racetrack quite often as well.
Andrew Wallace.
Andrew Wallace?
Uh-huh.
I don't know Andrew. Drew Wallace, Andrew Wallace. I don't think I know you. Glad to have you here with us. Okay, so I have gotten a couple of things here. I riced some cauliflower, and if you know much about me, I like to take a regular head of cauliflower and I put it in the food processor. So I've riced that. We're going to make fried rice, but we're actually going to make cauliflower fried rice. So that thing comes out, whatever you call that thing.
The blade.
The blade comes out. I keep wanting to lay things on here. I don't want to do that right now. Let me get my steak, sweetie, and get it put in. So the steak is going to go there. Tell them a little bit about your procedure you had done today.
Oh, I just had steroid shots put into my back because I have arthritis in my spine. So in 3 locations, I had 6 shots done in my back. It was not very pleasant, but when it's over, it's over. So
she did have to go to the surgery center to have it
done. I did.
All right, so I got butter going in there.
Okay, the steak's in, the butter's up. Yeah, the butter's in.
Yep, butter's in.
What's going to go in the butter?
That's the cauliflower rice. And the reason I'm using a little bit of butter, and butter's not bad for you. It is a little high in calories and fat. But
you just don't want to eat a glob of it.
Right. This is our lean and green meal, so we're allowed to have a few more calories in a lean and green meal. So we're still on target with everything we need to be right now. The steak is doing its thing.
Oh, we have a champ on. Sandra, it's probably Champay. Or Champ.
She is another one of our Optavia friends.
How would you pronounce Champe?
That's a good question.
Champy?
Give us the phonetic spelling of that.
Yes, Sandra. We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, excuse me, sweetheart. I need to get my rice in, and I've got a couple of scallions going to go in there too. So I'm going to go ahead and chop them up and get them ready. I'm not going to put them in quite yet. And I'm going to get those ready. I've already trimmed, except for the bottoms, I'd already trimmed the bad leaves and things off of these. So I'm going to put those right there and get ready to put that in just a second. So our butter has done its thing. So now we're going to take another one of these. Oh, there's another one of my good spoons.
You love those wooden spoons.
You what?
You love those wooden spoons.
I am a big wooden spoon person. Man, I've got 8 or 10 wooden spoons, and most of them are dirty all the time. I use them a lot.
John Toole is watching.
John, hey, man.
Champ would be correct, she says.
Champ. Oh, good to know, Sandra. Thank you for that explanation. I appreciate that. Guys, we're doing Japanese this week. Tell me what you'd like to do next week. You want Chinese? You want Mexican? You know what? Next week, we're going to do a special Labor Day thing. We're going to talk about what you can have for your Labor Day parties when you have your friends over for Labor Day cookouts. And
well, won't it be after Labor Day, though?
No. Next week. Labor Day is not this weekend.
Okay.
We're going to show you some healthier ways to make things that you might want to serve on Labor Day. Now, Debbie is a firm believer if you're going to have a Labor Day party, you better have the real stuff. But I like to still do the healthy stuff. But of course, that's if you have friends over and you don't want to subject them always to, potato salad made with heart of palm. But I kind of like to do that. I kind of like to show them that you can have good food and it still be healthy. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got this going on right here. I want this to toast up just a little bit. I want to start seeing a little bit of browning on the cauliflower rice. Now, we've also got something else we have to do here. We've got to make our mustard sauce. Now, the mustard sauce is going to be a fun thing to put on top of this whole process once it's done. So I'm going to show you about the mustard sauce. And the mustard sauce is truly just what it says. I'm going to take mustard. This is Dijon mustard. That's a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Again, if you hit the like button, I will send you all of these recipes. You'll have them. 2 tablespoons of light mayo. You know I prefer Duke's light mayo. So that's going in there.
Mustard and mayonnaise are good together.
Oh, they're very good together. Soy sauce is going in. Here is something, rice vinegar is going in. That's another Japanese flavor.
Right.
It's the rice vinegar. And here is, trying to think what this is. Oh, I know what it was. I had the, let me find my recipe. Yeah, I have the light mayo, the soy sauce, the rice vinegar, and the Dijon mustard. Yeah, okay. This other stuff goes somewhere else. So that's everything.
Okay.
So this becomes our mustard sauce. I should have realized when I changed colors, that's why I had those color coded, so I know not to start using the red ones.
What do you put this sauce on?
You put this on the top of everything once it's finished. This goes on top of the steak and the veggies and all of that. So I need to turn that over and let that one cook a little bit. Now, of course, you can get this to various doneness, whatever your preference is. We like medium rare, which is about 125 to 135 degrees, somewhere along in there. You can test it if you want to. We don't really use a thermometer too awfully much.
Dana Standridge is watching.
Do what?
Dana Standridge.
Who?
Dana Standridge.
Dana. Oh, hey, Dana. Glad you chose to join us today. Thank you for being on here. By the way, program's brought to you by Quality Foods. They're in the Town Plaza Shopping Center in Toccoa. Always happy to have quality foods as part of our program. It's also brought to you by our church, Ebenezer, a place of hope. If you don't have a church home and you're in this area, we have a lot of folks out of this area that drive here. We have a lot of Atlanta people who come here to church.
We do.
Yeah, and so we would love to have you come to Ebenezer, and especially our small group. It's called H2O, Him to Others, and we do a lot of service in the community, so we're happy to be part of that small group.
Scott Greason is watching.
Scott, hey man, he's a brand new friend. Glad to have you on.
Good.
Scott. Glad to see you.
Very good.
Participating here today.
Meat's looking good, Charles.
Thank you, sweetheart.
What are you doing over there?
I just took the spinach. All I did was I just squeezed the water out of it, just by hand. I didn't towel or anything. I just squeezed the water out of it. So we'll get back to that in just a minute. By the way, that spinach is served as a cold dish. It's not warmed. So the cauliflower is doing well.
Cold spinach doesn't sound very good.
Do what?
Cold spinach doesn't sound very good.
Oh, it's great. You can't, you won't believe the ingredients I'm putting in this, though.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so we're putting the veggies back in.
That looks very good.
Doesn't that look good? Mm-hmm. So we're excited about that.
That goes on top of the rice, and then the sauce goes on top of that?
Yes, yes.
Josiah Hunt is watching,
Hey,
and Amanda
Josiah.
Lee, and Chad Haley.
Amanda Lee, I haven't heard from you. Amanda, we got to talk. I haven't heard from you in a long, long time. Okay, now the spinach with sesame seeds. Here's what we're going to do with it. I'm going to squeeze a little more water out of that. And I'm going to get a bowl to mix this in. So I'm going to cut this. Let me move my scallions out of the way. My board is getting all tied up here. I'm just going to cut this in like 3/8 inch slivers. Now that's all going to come apart, which is good. I want it in small pieces. Once I put it, I'm going to use this bowl so you can see.
Okay.
Let me rinse this out. Now I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So the spinach goes in. All right, now in addition to the spinach, here we've got monk fruit. That's going to sweeten it. Got a little monk fruit.
Monk fruit is great.
Monk fruit is better than anything else that we've done. Here is some mirin. And now, mirin, this is mirin. If you're not familiar with it, it is a Japanese wine. And if you don't want the alcohol, if you don't want the alcohol, you can put that in a saucepan and burn it off. We're going to just let that go like it is. Here's soy sauce. Here's a tablespoon of garlic powder. And this is miso. And miso, good. It is good. Oh, my goodness. It is so
What is miso?
Good. Miso, taste it. You tell me what it is. How would you explain that?
I don't know.
It's a sweet, tangy.
It is tangy.
It's not spicy, but it has
No,
spice, but
no.
it's not hot spicy.
Right.
But that is done. Now, we've got to put some, hang on here, let me get back over to this. You know, when you're in the kitchen, you got a lot of things going on at once. My goodness. Okay,
Don't want to burn anything.
So got that going.
Jack Anderson is
Hey,
watching.
Jack's always watching. Jack's
And Chad
always good to
Haley.
see
I
him.
think you
Okay.
didn't hear me
Now,
when I
here's
said
what I'm doing.
Chad.
Now, I'm going to, check this out now. I'm going to put just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to put, I don't think I did that well. I'm going to crack an egg right there. I'm going to scramble an egg in that.
No, you're not going to scramble it, are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So right in the center, we're going to scramble an egg.
They do this in Chinese food, too.
Yeah, Japanese and Chinese have a lot of similar things. So the egg gets scrambled in. Now we're going to bring that back over here and just incorporate all of that in together with our scrambled egg. All right, now I'm going to reduce the heat. I'm going to put my scallions in. Already got them ready to go. Let me pick out the bad parts there. So the scallions are going to go in. Oop, got an escapee.
Roger Murray's watching.
Hey, Roger. Roger's always watching, too. Yes, good to see Roger on. All right, I got a clove of garlic.
I wondered where that garlic was going to get off to.
Yeah, the garlic's going to go in there.
Yeah.
So we're just going to
Mince it.
mince that up a little bit. And I want to mince it a little bit more. My cutting board started to warp a little bit on me. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
it is. Well,
And that's an expensive Booz Brothers cutting board, too. I don't know why it warped on me. Okay, so, and I'm going to use my knife here. So that's going in. A little bit of soy sauce. So this is going to be our fried rice that all this is going to go on top of. Doesn't that look nice?
does.
Okay, so we're going to turn the heat down on
Turned
that.
brown really nicely.
Yeah, well, the soy sauce helps it look brown.
Yeah,
also.
that is true.
Okay, we got that going. Now, we got our mustard sauce. Now, we got to finish up the toasted sesame seeds. Okay, they need to be, by the way, this needs to have another little bit of lemon juice right here in this after all this is put together. And we want half a juice of lemon, or half a lemon, the juice of half a lemon, get that right in a minute, in here also. So that's going in there.
So you use the whole lemon.
Use the whole lemon, yeah. Now here's what I want to do. These are toasted sesame seeds. If your sesame seeds are white and not toasted, that's in the recipe how to do that. Mine came toasted. I'm going to just chop these up a little bit. All I want to do is make them smaller than what they are. I don't want a total paste. I just want them smaller than what they are. So we want to leave some texture. So that is going in there. And that is the spinach. So now this spinach is a side dish.
Okay.
Okay. Now you want to try this?
Is it cold?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if it's... It's not bad cold. I thought it would
it's
be.
so good. Oh, that's so good. Man, it's so Japanese tasting in it.
I taste that soy. It's good.
A lot of soy.
That's a good side dish.
So now it is time to plate. And since I've got this plate right here, we will use this plate to plate. So we take some of the
rice.
Some of the cauliflower rice, and I want to use this. Oh, I've got mine over here. We take the steak. Let me get some steak. I didn't get much steak that time around. Some steak and some veggies.
This really is good, Charles.
It's very good. And we take some of the spinach and put on there as a side dish. And there is a great Japanese dish. By the way, our program's also brought to you by me and Debbie. Yes, we have America's #1 weight loss solution and health plan, and we would love to help you. We have helped so many people lose weight and get healthy. We're just so happy with the lives we've been able to impact. If you need help getting healthy and eating good like this, let us know and we can help you out. So
Yes.
let us know what we can do to help you. We are so excited to be able to be a part of your life. Thank you so much for listening today. We're about to chow down and have fun. Y'all have a great day. Remember to hit the like button and I'll send you the recipe for all of these things, okay? See ya. Goodbye.
Bye.